as it cooks will almost shred and fall apart. And of course, the most important part is we got to make this really look great, and everybody loves a little bit of sour cream. So we're going to just paint this up real quick. We're going to add in a little bit of shredded cheese, because Americans love cheese on their chili.
Oh yes, lots of cheese.
And we brought pico de gallo, but you could also just use the great red salsa. I have another spoon here somewhere, so we don't have to get mixed up. And there you have it. That's dish number 2.
Yeah, that looks wonderful. It smells wonderful too. I can't wait to try this one. I love vegetarian. What do you got going now?
We're going to do a grilled vegetable enchilada or a sauteed vegetable enchilada, and we're going to use those black beans again, the soup that we reduced into black bean sauce, or like refried black beans. And we have a great medley of vegetables here. But first of all, while we're standing here, I'm going to heat up our sauce. And the featured sauce for this dish is tomatillo salsa. And I like to cook with our salsas because salsas are great, make great things to cook with. We do a great dish with our kickin' red salsa. We just coat it onto a chicken, roast it in the oven, and it adds all that wonderful flavor that we have from the chipotle peppers that we put into the red salsa. Our green salsa is what we put out at the restaurant. We put out 2 different salsas, and it's made from tomatillos. Tomatillos, we actually can find them now in the grocery store around here sometimes. We bring them in a lot. It looks like a green tomato. It really isn't. It's almost more closer to a fruit, and it has this husk around it, which we then peel off. And at the restaurant we do both a cooked tomatillos and a fresh dice in our salsa.
Nice.
And we're going to heat that salsa up. If you could figure out which one of those burners heats up that one.
And what would you like, a simmer?
Like a simmer.
Okay.
And for a vegetable dish, we do lots of different vegetables in it. We like to get in the green and yellow squash, so it has summer squash and zucchini. We also have portobello mushrooms, which are a wonderful meaty flavor that we saute in there. Red bell peppers for a little sweetness. And then to add just a little exotic, something different, we use something called jicama, which looks like a big brown rutabaga. It has a flavor that's a cross between celery and an apple. All those items we julienne up. In the case of the jicama, we actually peel off the brown outside and then slice it up. And it's a great, crisp, exotic tuber from South America. And there's lots of them coming up now, but this is the first one we've started using.
Okay. Okay. And julienne is just the cut?
Julienne is cut. Okay. We just cut it up into thick matchsticks.
All right.
So that we can saute it out, which we've already done ahead of time. You can also do this on the grill. You can take halves of everything, grill them off, let them cool a little bit, then cut them up into julienne.
I bet that's great too.
It is. And then enchiladas are obviously one of the great formats of Mexican cuisine. And you can use lots of our products using, something you roasted the day before or made special. And in this case, we use flour tortillas, but we also have corn tortillas at the restaurant, nice, fresh, soft corn tortillas. And enchilada is just a great thing for a quick meal at home. You can have grilled vegetables like here, or even just beans and cheese, and you fill the center up, fold it over, and roll it.
Okay.
Now our vegetables are already hot. If you wanted to, you could, lightly throw the tortillas onto a griddle and heat them up, but they're going to be plenty warm
from the inside.
From the inside, and we're going to put this nice hot tomatillo salsa on top. And before we get there, we're going to put on the plate some of our black beans. And these are vegetarian because we didn't add any stock to them. And this is a great dish, and this is just the same format we use at the restaurant for all of our enchiladas. Let's put our sauce on now that it's come to a boil. You can see it steaming. And the word enchilada means to be drowned.
Okay.
And I'm always telling all the chefs and line cooks, more sauce.
Don't be shy on the sauce.
It's kind of like, your Italian grandmother's marinara sauce. Don't be shy. Get it right on there. And, as always, we like a little bit of sour cream in there.
Yeah.
In this case, we're also going to put in a little bit of feta. You could use goat cheese instead if you wanted to. And for a little bit of color, let's just put on a little sprinkle of pico de gallo.
That looks and smells fabulous.
It's great,
Yeah.
and it's very healthy. We also, you also can use the tomatillo salsa to braise a pork loin. It's terrific. You just put the jar in with the pork loin, season it a little bit, leave it for a couple hours, take it out and slice it. You got a great sauce with that wonderful pork flavor in it. And we've also done a terrific appetizer where we use mussels with a little bit of white wine and tomatillo salsa, and it's just a whole different take on mussels as an appetizer.
So you can do so much with all of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you can get this stuff online or at the restaurant. And they're starting to be sold throughout the state.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and we'll be right back with more Cooking with Jack.
Jill, do you know what mole sauce is?
Actually, I have no clue.
Well, mole sauce is the king of all sauces in Mexico.
Okay.
It's what you make, what your grandmother makes when there's a birthday, an anniversary, the big fiesta. It takes all day. It's 8 hours of cooking, and the ingredients list is as long as it gets. Everything in the pantry.
Okay.
It's an amazing sauce. Mexican restaurants are judged by how great they make a mole sauce. And we're really proud of our mole sauce. We make it in the restaurant. Even what we have in jars is made right in our kitchens. It's bottled by hand with Luz Maria, Vincente. They're all putting it into jars for us. Everything we make, all of our sauces are all handmade, small batch crafted. So they have great flavor. So back to the mole sauce here. This is a great thing. It's historically a sauce that's thickened with nuts and seeds. It has old and new world spices in it. It's a chili-based sauce. It has 3 different chilies in it. Therefore, we call it holy mole because it has the trinity of chilies. It has pasilla, ancho, and mulatto. And it's built not for having lots of heat, but it's kind of like a curry. It comes on slow, and you get that nice warm glow, and you just start sweating slowly. So today we're going to start sautéing our chicken breasts. If I can figure out which knob to use. It's a great Viking induction stove, but there's so many knobs that you can't even figure out. And simultaneously, I'm going to open up the sauce, and we're going to heat it. Now, if it seems a little thick for you, you can always add a little bit of water or chicken stock.
Okay.
It is made with chicken stock, so it's not a vegetarian dish. And we're also going to saute some chicken breasts, and we have a half chicken roasting in the oven, which we're going to pull out in a little bit. Now, one of the most exotic parts and I've just marinated our chicken breasts here with a little bit of cilantro and oil ahead of time. One of the most exotic parts of mole sauce is everybody always says, "Isn't that the sauce with chocolate in it?" And it is.
And don't you make something else with chocolate?
We do. We make something else with chocolate. We've just teamed up with Ron Mancini of Mother Merrick's, and we've started making handmade chocolates. Some are in the shape of chile, some in the shape of hearts. But the really exotic part about it is that we put in ancho chili powder and chipotle chili powder.
Okay.
So, and it's a great sneak attack because you have that wonderful flavor of the chocolate. You're eating the chocolate. We put in the ancho cherries. We put in the ancho. We put a little cherry in it. I just said it ahead of time. You can smell the cherry, taste the cherry, and you kind of swallow and you go, "So where's the chili?" And then all of a sudden it starts coming out nice and slow. Gives a nice warm glow in your mouth. Makes it just exotic, and you're definitely going to ask for another piece.
Okay. All right. And that's Manchester, Vermont as well.
It's in Manchester. Those are pretty much only available at the restaurant, a few local stores, and hopefully at Mother Merrick's also, at their chocolate shop. At any rate, we put a little bit of chocolate to finish off our mole sauce. We put a little chocolate in here, and originally that was just one of the nuts and seeds it's thickened with. And chocolate, by the way, was one of the contributions of Mexico to world cuisine, because we wouldn't have chocolate, and we wouldn't have chocolate at Valentine's Day if they hadn't found the cocoa bean in Mexico.
Thank you, Mexico.
So anyways, we're sauteing these. We've got some green beans with almonds that we've already sauteed. And in the oven, if I can grab that towel,
Okay.
since we're going to pull out this half-roasted chicken. And for the half-roasted chicken, I just used some of the Candeleiros chili rub, which has salt and pepper in it already. We put that, we've roasted it. You can't do it, that's hot.
Oh.
That's hot, better be careful
I
there.
don't want to burn myself, no.
We've got our sauce hopefully heating up here. Our green beans. And mole is a great sauce, and it's very versatile also. I've made other suggestions with all the sauces. We do at the restaurant a pork chop. We stuff it with a little bit of chorizo sausage, a homemade Spanish or Mexican sausage. And we serve it with mole sauce, mashed potatoes, and a little bit of like a pico made with apples, a fresh dice of apples, onions, and jalapenos.
So a little twist on the
Yep.
unusual.
All right, let's turn our chicken breast down, hopefully. And mole is, just like with enchiladas at the restaurant, you can sauce the plate if you want ahead of time so that there's sauce under it, but we think the sauce is just terrific, and we really want to kind of almost drown the chicken in it. We garnish it with some sesame seeds, which is what's used in filling in the first place. And let's get some of those almonds out, because those toasted almonds on top of our green beans is a great way of going also. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, one more wonderful looking dish.
And they're also really easy to make at home,
Yes.
especially when you buy some of our sauces to add all that great flavor. We've showed you 3 or 4 today. We've got a couple more. You can go onto the website, and there are recipe cards there to teach you how to do it. And now that you've even seen this DVD, you may get to see it again somewhere else.
Yeah, and do you rotate the recipes?
We're always adding to them.
Okay.
We're always adding to them. We just added on a new vegetarian one, which was a roasted acorn squash with chipotle glaze, green mole, and sauteed tofu.
All right.
We just added it on just this fall, and as we come up with them, we just keep on adding into the library.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today.
It's great being here.
Yes, everything smells, looks delicious.
And as we take a final look at these fantastic Mexican dishes prepared for us by Jack from Candeleiros Southwestern Grill, we'd like to thank Coco Plum Appliance Center, Viking Appliances, and Your Kitchen Store for their support of Cooking with Coco Plum here on WVBK RSN TV 1220.